I did not want to be making this video. I did not want this to be the first video of my channel. The first video of my channel was supposed to be top 10 beginner bossa nova records, where I talk about beginning bossa nova records for people that want to get into the genre. Unfortunately, a couple tragic news hit me yesterday, and I decided that this needed to be the first video of my channel. In case you're not aware, a Brazilian musician and pioneer of bossa nova, João Gilberto, died yesterday at the age of 88. And I don't know how to feel. Talking about how important João Gilberto was to the bossa nova movement, or to Brazilian music in general, is impossible. There would be no Brazilian music without him. There would be no modern Brazilian music without him. In some aspects, he was the inventor of bossa nova. He was, of course, he did not create the movement by himself, but he was responsible for a lot of it. In the mid 50s, a lot of young Brazilian musicians were looking for a new sound, a new way of making music that was different from the past. And Gilberto gave that to him. Gilberto gave that new sound. According to story, Antônio Carlos Jobim and Vinícius de Moraes were at a pub arguing about not having a new sound when Gilberto approached them, asked them to see his new beat that he had created with his guitar, his new rhythm, and bossa nova was born. Of course, he was not born like that, but it's more poetic to say like this. He died, and I don't know how to feel. I am sad. I am really sad about it. I am grieving. But I'm not surprised. I discovered Gilberto maybe 1 year and a half ago, almost 2 years, when I was rediscovering music. And I came across a record. This record right here, Gets in Gilberto, considered by many to be the biggest bossa nova record of all time. I came across this record because it featured Antônio Carlos Jobim, and I was already a huge Jobim fan. But when I heard, I was floored by Gilberto's voice, instrumentation, and just a sense of music. I was floored by it. And ever since then, I have been hooked on Gilberto. Maybe you have never heard João Gilberto in your life. And maybe with his death, you decided to experiment his music. I don't see a problem with that. If it takes the death of someone to get you to know their music, I think that's part of life. If you have to choose a Gilberto album, I have to recommend this one right here. Chega de Saudade, also known as No More Blues, which is a very poor translation because bossa nova is not blues. This is the first bossa nova record. This is the first bossa nova LP. And he's the man who created it. Talking about the importance of bossa nova for Brazilian music, it's similar to talking about the importance of the Eiffel Tower to Paris. It is a worldwide symbol. Everyone knows it. Everyone respects it. Everyone, at some point or another in their life, have come across an image of the Eiffel Tower. The same thing goes to bossa nova. At one point in your life, you have come across bossa nova, whether that be elevator music or you saw a couple of Japanese guys playing it. I am sad. Why am I making this video? Why am I making this video about a musician that was dear to me? Because I would like someone to make a video like this. João Gilberto, he was part of me in some aspects. He was part of my musical taste. The reason why I decided to invest more in bossa nova, to study bossa nova, to go out of my way to search for underground bossa nova musicians was him. He changed my aspect of music. He changed the way that I view music. He made me discover a new genre. He was my getaway drug. He was like that musician who introduced me to this wonderful genre of music. And I'm so proud and so happy that he did that. I discovered so many great songs because of him. And it's sad when someone who is influential in your life passes away. It's always sad. I have never met João Gilberto, and I don't feel like I'm suffering as much as his family and close friends, but I am suffering because he was an artist who influenced me, and the person that I am now, he's somewhat responsible for it, for my musical taste at least. Why am I making this video? Why am I making a video about this musician? Because I would like someone to make a video like this. A similar sensation that I felt to an artist passing probably was when David Bowie passed away in 2016. I was shattered, I was broken, I wanted to cry so much. And I would like a fan to tell me that they also feel like that. Bowie's passing was way more impactful to me than Gilberto's passing. And I'm making this video because I would like, in case a fan is watching, to think it is okay. It is okay to feel sad that an artist that you have never met, that you have never talked to, passed away. In some aspects, that's why musicians do music, to affect people that they're never going to meet, that they're never going to see. And, and I don't know what else to say. If you have not heard João Gilberto, start with this record. This is not only his first record, my favorite record, but this is the record that introduced an entire generation of Brazilian musicians to Bossa Nova. And Bossa Nova eventually became Tropicalia, and that eventually became 70s soul, Brazilian soul music that would go to the 80s rock and roll, and, yeah. So listen to this record, Chega de Saudade, or No More Blues, and listen to this, man. It's a really short record. It's no more than 35 minutes, I think. And before I leave, I would like to read for you the back end of the record, foreword by Antonio Carlos Jobim. I'm going to be translating from Portuguese to English, so if I butcher a couple of things, I'm sorry. Because he's simple. I believe in João Gilberto because he's simple, sincere, and extraordinary musical. Kaimin also thinks that. I have listened to this so many times that, it's part of me. My condolences to his family and friends who knew him more and are probably more affected by his passing than me. And to fans, to hardcore fans that, are devastated with his passing. Just know that you're not alone. Well, if you excuse me then, I'm gonna go and pay homage to this wonderful musician by listening to all the records that I have from his catalog. This one about today, as an homage. Never heard it. Well, thanks so much for watching. And rest in peace, João Gilberto.